Let's get started with cutting in a room. First, we'll show you how to cut in a room using masking tape, and then we'll take it one step further and show you how professional painters do it without any masking tape at all. What is cutting in? It's really a lot like when you were a kid and you used to color with crayons. You want to try to stay within the lines. With cutting in, it's the same concept. You want to keep the paint on the surface that you're painting and don't get any onto the adjacent surface, whether it be trim or ceiling or the alternate wall. To tape in a room, you'll want to talk with your paint store and find out the right kind of tape for the type of taping you're doing. There are different kinds that are designed, some for freshly painted surfaces to make sure that it doesn't pull the paint off the surface. Others are designed more for woodwork. Talk with them. They can direct you on the best type of tape. Either way, make sure that once you put the tape down that you press it firmly in place. The adhesive on the back is designed to keep paint from seeping underneath, but unless you press it firmly in place, you're going to have problems with bleed. Let's talk a little bit about the tools you use for cutting in. As you can see, we've already done the tape. That's one very important step. Another thing has to do with the brushes and rollers you use. Obviously, you're not going to cut in a room using a 9-inch roller. However, most painters use an angle brush. Angles are really good for getting into those tight positions. And you have an option here. You can either have a regular wood-handled, or you can get one of the short-handled ones, which allows you to get in really tight corners. Either way, again, get the best quality applicator you can. These brushes are designed specifically for cutting in really sharp edges. It's because of the way they've designed the filaments here, and it gives you a nice crisp edge. Additionally, as you're getting close to finishing a room, you might want to switch over to a mini roller like this, because that allows you to get really close to your cut-in edge and make sure that the finish matches, so you have the same type of stipple that you'll have on the rest of the wall when you finish it with that 9-inch roller. Now I'm going to show you how to cut in a wall without the tape. Now when I do this, I like to use an angle sash brush similar to this one. And I like to use a handheld pail similar to this one. It allows me to carry the paint with me and work in the corner without having to go back to another bucket. Now you want to be careful when you dip your brush into the paint, making sure that you don't go above about a third or halfway up the filament, because if you put too much paint on your brush, it's going to make for a sloppy paint job. So you want to dip your brush into the paint and don't wipe it off. Just tap it lightly so you still have paint on the brush when you go to the wall, like this. But when you go to paint and cut in to that edge, what I like to do is once the brush has paint on it, put some of that paint right on the wall like this, a little bit away from the corner. That gives you a nice clean edge on the back of your brush. Then you want to work your way into the cut. As you can see, I can pick up a little more paint as I go from that paint that's out here. And that allows me to get a nice clean line all the way down along the edge.